Scott. I've been watching you for a while now. Second chances don't come around all that often.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium running around the corner, I thought this would be a perfectly fun time to discuss the first Ant-Man film from 2015. There was a lot of behind the scenes drama when it came to this film. The film was originally supposed to be directed by Edgar Wright. However, due to how the MCU was going at that time, it was a perfectly nice departure for Wright to only take a story by credit, and in came Peyton Reed to save the day. The film tells the story of Scott Lang, a cat burglar leaving his old life behind. However, when he gets roped into the life again, he gets more than what he bargained for with the help of Hank Pym to pull off a plan that will save the world. Now, I was really excited going into this movie, mostly because at that time, I wasn't really plugged into the world of behind the scenes drama. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't pay any attention to the Rotten Tomatoes meters, not as much as I do now. So going into this film, I was mostly excited because we were coming right off of Age of Ultron, and I didn't know anything about Ant-Man or anything that was going on in this film. I just thought the trailer looked cool, it looked neat, and it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. However, when I came out of this film, I thought this film came to be more of a middle level tier MCU movie, more on the same level as the first Captain America film. However, the more that I rewatch this film, I think it is a fun film. It's not a perfect film, but it is a fun film to say the least. Peyton Reed did a really good job of honing this film. I think he did a really good job of directing this film and adding a little bit more fun into it. I would have loved to see what Edgar Wright would have done with this movie, and if he gets a chance to do it in the MCU, I would love to see what he would do in the MCU, because I think what they were going for in this movie was right on target. However, how the MCU was in 2015, it was a different landscape than it is now, and Paul Rudd absolutely nailed the role of Scott Lang. I think he was absolutely fantastic. He was funny, he was charming, he was sweet, and just the relationship that he has with his daughter, the love that he wants to be able to have again, not being able to go back to the life of crime, but being able to be there for his daughter as a father. That is something that held this film together. Now, the Ant-Man films have always been, no pun intended, but small scale when it came to their stories. And this is something that I absolutely love about this movie, is the fact that you have a small story about not trying to save the world, not in an Avengers level threat like we're going to be seeing in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, but it was just more focused on this family. It was mostly focused on this father-daughter dynamic, and you see that between Hope and Pink later on in the movie. And I think the chemistry between not only just Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly, but there were some funny moments in this movie, and it does take a while before the story actually starts kicking into gear, mostly because he is stuck training for half of the film. But there were just a lot of sweet moments that I absolutely came out loving and enjoying in this movie. You also have some characters in this movie played by David Dastmalchian, T.I., and Michael Pena that are the scene stealers of this movie. And although it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing them in Ant-Man 3, I would love to see them in a cameo, probably maybe just Michael Pena, but they added just a little bit more fun. It was a cheesy little paint by numbers film that we had already seen in other things, but I think Corey Stoll as Darian Cross was a fun villain to a degree, up until he gets the Yellow Jacket suit. And I think he had a very intimidating presence when he came on the screen. However, some of that presence was dialed back just a little bit towards the end of the movie. But you cannot deny that this movie was a absolutely fantastic feat when it came to the visual effects, because a lot of the visual effects, especially when Scott is almost trapped in the quantum realm towards the end of the film, I think a lot of the visuals were fantastic. The way they made him shrink and grow, I thought that was fantastic, and it looked absolutely great. This is one of those movies that I kind of wish I got to see in 3D. However, I never got that chance, so hopefully Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 will be the first Ant-Man film that I get to see in 3D, because I would have loved to see what this movie would have looked like in 3D. But not only do we get some great moments between Scott and Hope in this movie, but just the dynamic and the relationship between Hank and Hope in this movie. It kind of mirrors the same relationship that Scott has with his daughter Cassie, and it just worked to its great degree. I didn't come out loving this movie as much as I wanted it to, but over time, this is a movie that actually has grown on me, and I actually do appreciate it the more that I watch it. But those are my thoughts on Ant-Man. Do you guys enjoy this franchise? Do you not? Is it one of those movies that really is forgettable to you? Go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you are excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. But if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.